What is up, everyone? Mario here with another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then I hope you're having a good week. Anyway, so this week I'm going to be discussing episode 121. If you haven't watched episode 121, turn this video off and go watch it because it was awesome. I may come across as a complete fanboy, but I don't care. I sincerely had fun watching this episode. I wish I set up a camera recording me watching it so you could see how I reacted. I literally got up from my seat, raised my arms, and took a lap around my seat and sat back down when everyone from Universe 7 powered up against Aniraza's death ball. This episode did so many things right. It had the teamwork of the Universe 7 fighters, even Frieza. It had the reactions of everyone else watching. Well, not everyone else, but Universe 7, Universe 3, the Xeno. Well, they usually show the Xenos, but even Universe 11. It had a lot of action. It had all these cool new key blasts that we've never seen before from this super merged character we've never seen before. It had a touching elimination. It had jokes, not a lot of them, but especially the part with Frieza's foot slipping when he saved Goku and kicking him back onto the stage. Tie back to episode 94 when his hand slipped and he punched Goku in the gut. Bottom line, it was one of the better episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and probably, I won't say the best so far, but one of the best episodes of this arc. It wasn't perfect, but it did a lot of things well. With that said, let's get into the recap of episode 121. Now, the episode starts off exactly where episode 120 left off. So at the end of episode 120, you see Dr. Pepperoni get up and basically start laughing maniacally, and in the background, in the smoke, you see the Megazord. And he basically says, we have one last technique that I didn't want to use, but I'm forced to, even if it has to it involves taking my own life, or something like that. Now, that's where one of my few discrepancies are with the episode. So, I'll get into specifically that comment about even if it costs him his life later on. But one of the discrepancies I have with the episode is they give no information of how or what the heck Aniraza is. So, basically, Dr. Pepperoni jumps up in front of the Megazord, the screen turns white, and then Aniraza starts taking shape. But that's it. There's apparently the gods and Supreme Kai of Universe 3 didn't know about this technique either, because they seemed surprised. But I would have wished, I guess, if Dr. Pepperoni would have explained either before or somehow after as Aniraza what the heck he is. I don't know if we'll ever find out what the heck Aniraza is or was or how he came to be. So, whatever. Aniraza, here he is, it is, and it's massive. It is a massive character, especially when you see him compared to the other fighters. So, seeing how menacing and massive this new fighter is, Aniraza, Android 17 and 18 decided it'd probably be best to help out Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. Meanwhile, Frieza continues to look on, as well as Toppo, Dispo, and Jiren. So Aniraza powers up, and as he's powering up, his ki starts shooting out from his back all over the place, all over the stage. All the Z fighters, all the Universe 7 fighters have to move out of the way, including Frieza and even Universe 11. Actually, Jiren just blows up the ki blast that heads their way. Then Aniraza, after deflecting Vegeta's Big Bang attack like it's nothing, charges at the Universe 7 fighters and starts going apeshit. Like he's literally like King Kong, smashing everything. Aniraza's trying to hit or smash Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Android 17 and 18, but they seem to be dodging the attacks pretty well, as Frieza and Universe 11 look on. They really try to emphasize just how massive Aniraza is with the way he moves and the sounds he makes when he's moving around and stomping and the types of attack he's doing. It's literally like, I don't know if you guys remember the old video game Rampage. Like, Aniraza is just destroying everything. So the Universe 7 fighters decide that the best thing to do is split up and come at this thing from all directions so that it basically has to direct its attention to one of them or two of them. So Goku powers up to Super Saiyan God, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2, Goku's Ultimate, the androids power up, and they decide to split up and hit this thing all at once, thinking that they would confuse it. However, Aniraza's ears or antennas, whatever you want to call them, have this like ultrasonic or radar type sensor or sensors, and basically counters all 5 fighters simultaneously and rocks them all. And it's Android 17 that picks up on this ability. And I gotta say, Android 17 has probably been the most observant and intelligent fighter in this tournament thus far. Now Aniraza starts basically throwing punches that rip through the space and time continuum. So Aniraza's fists are just showing up in all the Universe 7 fighters' blind spots, and Goku gets caught off guard just like everyone else, but Goku gets sent flying towards the outside of the ring. Then, out of nowhere, Frieza shows up and kicks him back onto the stage. And this is where he joked about his foot slipping. But doing so, he saved Goku from being wrung out. And Goku even thanks him, cracking a joke back that the kick barely tickled. Goku asks Frieza for his help, and now Aniraza starts coming after Frieza too, so Frieza gets involved. But now as Aniraza is swinging at the Universe 7 fighters, he isn't throwing punches, he's trying to snatch him up. And he happens to catch Android 18. So Aniraza has Android 18 in his clutches, and he starts picking her up and tossing her in his mouth like he's gonna swallow her. So he drops her as she's falling towards his mouth. Goku saves her last minute with instant transmission. Now Aniraza shoots a ki blast that basically splits into thousands of other ki blasts and goes after all the Universe 7 fighters. And that's one of the things I loved about this episode. They gave they showcased so many of Aniraza's different abilities. They showed so much variety with this merged character in such a short period of time. Something that they didn't do with the others in previous episodes, like Universe 4 and the other Universe 3 people. Especially the Megazord. I mentioned it in my previous, my video about episode 120, that I felt like they rushed through the Megazord and didn't really show what it was capable of. Or even going back to like the Universe 2 fighters that just basically kept repeating the same moves over and over, especially Ribrianne and I forgot the one that shoots multiple ki blasts that was fighting Android 17. Like, basically I felt that they could have done everything they did with Aniraza instead with the Megazord and not have this merged character that we have no idea, that we can't basically make sense of how it came to be. Instead with the Megazord, you know, you got the 3 robots that combined. It made sense just by taking a look at the 3 robots separately that, you know, people figured it out before it even was leaked that these 3 combined to make a bigger robot. But regardless, the episode was well executed. Aniraza was well executed aside from his origin or creation. So that's why I'm not really knocking this episode too much about it, but I will mention it as a con. But back to the recap of episode 121. So everyone is defending themselves against this multiple key blast attack of Aniraza, and Android 17 decides to do so with his force field, but is getting overwhelmed by the number of blasts and is being pushed back towards the edge of the stage. Aniraza picks up on this and shoots even more key blasts in Android 17's direction, resulting in him getting overwhelmed and falling off the stage. Android 18 sees this happen and, without hesitating, jumps towards Android 17, has a moment with him, basically says he's going to save him because she knows that she's weaker. He gives Universe 7 a better chance, slides to his back, kicks him back onto the stage, eliminating herself. And this, I gotta say, is another thing I loved about the episode. I mean, I even said it in my previous video, recapping episode 120 and my predictions for episode 121, that Android 18 was going to be eliminated. And this was a great way for her to go. You know, she sacrificed herself to save her brother. And actually, another nice little touch is when this happened, you know, she's on the stands now saying, hey, listen, I took one for you. You better kick ass. And you get a line from Krillin where he screams out, we're counting on you, brother. I thought this was a really nice touch because that's his brother-in-law. And in previous episodes, their relationship seemed kind of awkward or uncomfortable. And it was at this point that episode 121 really stepped it up. Right when Android 18 sacrificed herself to save her brother, from here on out, the rest of the episode was fire. Like, I actually uploaded a video of basically the rest of the episode. It's a 3-4 minute clip. If you guys want to watch it, it's linked in the description below, of the rest of the episode. Epic. Just straight up epic. I told you my reaction was fucking hilarious. I literally threw up my hands when everyone powered up, and then when everyone starts doing their signature key blasts, I got up from my seat and just ran around my chair and sat back down. I was so hyped up. In fact, I think I'm going to record myself when I watch episode 122, because being a big time Vegeta fan, I know I'm probably going to go nuts during that episode, especially if it winds up being good for Vegeta. And I know I keep bringing up my recap video of episode 120, but just check it out, because the last 7 minutes I start specifically talking about the androids and how I felt that I was 100% sure that Android 18 was going to be eliminated in episode 121, and she was. And I also had a slight feeling that Android 17 might be eliminated, because they have done their fair share in this tournament so far. But I still felt like, well, number one, I feel that he's been one of the most clever fighters in this tournament so far. And I was loving how calm, it was like hilariously calm, how it was while fighting Viara of Universe 3. Or at least that's how it came across with the Japanese voice actor. So I was hoping that he wouldn't be eliminated, because I felt that he still had much more to offer for Universe 7 and was a great asset to the team. And lo and behold, in this episode, he was without a doubt the MVP. And now that his sister, Android 18, sacrificed herself to save him from being wrung out, he's dead serious. So now the remaining 5 Universe 7 fighters fall in line, and Aniraza shoots up into the sky and now has wings. Not only does he have wings, he forms a massive death ball or key blast that he intends to throw down at the Universe 7 fighters. This thing is huge, and they comment that it is likely to blow up the whole stage, and he would be fine because Aniraza has wings. So everyone else would be eliminated. I can't speak for Universe 11, but Universe 7 would be eliminated because this blast could likely blow up the entire stage. And this is when things get epic. Vegeta powers up to Super Saiyan Blue. Goku powers up to Super Saiyan Blue. Frieza powers up to Gold form. Gohan powers up to Ultimate. And Android 17 powers up. There they are. You see all 5 of them lined up, powered up. And at this point, I got goosebumps. My hands are up in the air. And there they go. One by one. Fire their signature ki blasts. And man, did anyone take a good look at Android 17's ki blast? That thing looked badass. But I mean, not just him, the whole scene. You know, the last 5 Universe 7 fighters working together like this. I mean, and you know, let's be honest, out of the 10 Universe 7 fighters, the 5 strongest are the ones left. And it was just so awesome seeing all 5 of them working together like this. And even though all 5 of them are powered up in, let's say, their final forms, aside from Goku not being in UI, firing their blasts against this Aniraza's death ball, they are still getting pushed back by it. I repeat, they are still getting pushed back by it. Which, I'm going to digress a little bit. You have 5 strong fighters, each powered up, firing against this blast and still getting pushed back. I'm sorry, but I can't help but think how Jiren solo would do against Aniraza. So I ask you that question. Do you think Jiren can match up to this thing? Or would he have a hard time as well? You have 5 of Universe 7's fighters, strongest fighters, fighting against this guy. Let's think about this a little bit. You could pretty much put all 5 of these people on par. Maybe not Ultimate Gohan, but even Ultimate Gohan, he held his own against Super Saiyan Blue. But let's say Gohan's probably the weakest out of the 5, in my opinion. One could argue Android 17, but you know, I saw him go toe to toe with Goku Super Saiyan Blue and not break a sweat. So you basically have 5 Super Saiyan Blues going against this thing and still getting pushed back. So I want you guys to comment below. That is one of the main questions I want to ask you. How do you think Jiren solo would do against Aniraza? But back to the recap. So all 5 of them are getting pushed back. Android 17 drops his ki blast, powers up even more, or maybe he doesn't power up even more, I don't remember, but he puts the force field around him again and just goes straight into the freaking death ball. And he starts trying to push it back or maybe go into it. And Goku was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You guys continue firing your blast. I'll take it from here." He winds up going through the death ball into Aniraza's face, charges up a freaking punch, and cracks Aniraza right in the forehead. And cracks the dude's energy reactor or some shit. The rest of the Universe 7 fighters see what happened, take the opportunity, give it one last push, and boom! Bye-bye Aniraza, and therefore, bye-bye Universe 3. But, here's where I connect to that comment I made earlier in the video about the comment that Dr. Paparoni made at the end of episode 120. My issue was, he said something along the lines of, "I didn't want to do this technique, but I'm forced to, and I will eliminate you even if it costs me my own life," or something around that, in that nature. But when, boom, bye-bye Aniraza, lo and behold, Pepperoni and the other 3 separate robots show up on the bench. So I didn't really understand that part, but whatever. So everyone from Universe 3 is eliminated, and therefore Xeno must erase them according to the tournament rules. This is where the head scratching part comes in. As they're getting erased, Moscow, the god of destruction from that universe, the door on his stomach opens up, and out pops the real god of destruction of that universe, his little creature inside of that robot body. So that just came out of nowhere, and like I said, it was a real head scratching moment, which they didn't elaborate on. We'll see if they elaborate on it in future episodes, but who knows. Regardless, the Tournament of Power is now down to the final 2 universes, the ones that everyone has guessed it would be. Universe 11 versus Universe 7. And what I loved about this end scene was Jiren talk smack. He said something along the lines of, "So how'd your last victory taste?" Or, "So how'd your last victory you'll ever experience taste?" Or something like that. That's just Jiren being savage. I hope you all liked this video, and if you did, I hope you all give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more. I won't get into predictions about episode 122 in this video. I'm going to do a separate video strictly on that, because it is on my favorite character, Vegeta, and also my favorite animator or lead animator, Yuya Takahashi. This episode is going to look insane. I'm beyond excited for this episode. It sucks that we have to wait 2 weeks for it, but in the meantime, I'll see what content I can put out to you guys about it. And if you don't know who Yuya Takahashi is and how good his work looks, I'm gonna link another video down below to the episode he did. It was episode 114 when Goku was fighting Caulifla and Kale or Kefla, or I don't know. It was episode 114. But it looked amazing. You guys got to check out this guy's work if you don't know who Yuya Takahashi is. And I'm going to provide the link below, alright? I hope you guys are as hyped about it as I am. Vegeta versus Jiren, first episode of 2018, episode 122. Yuya Takahashi, lead animator. I'm hyped, man. I hope it lives up to expectations. You guys, let me know how you feel down below. And let me know if you agree with me that the last episode of 2017 ended on a great note.